Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back with another video. If y'all noticed, the channel name changed. You feel me? Yes, sir,
Yes,
yes,
Yazeski. You
sir.
understand?
but yeah. Welcome back. We took a Christmas break. We took a little Christmas break. We're gonna try to post as much. We said this the last time, where trust. After New Year's, it's gonna be OV, bro. We're running 2022 on Bibs. So basically, this is what happened, right? We saw Pokemon's tweet. She said something about, are people still mad about women competing in esports, right? So we're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Let's find out what's going on. So we linked it back to some guy named Thorin or whatever, right? So we saw like the tweets because it's very messy. The whole shit is messy. Like you can't even find like the
It's really
original
messy.
post of what like turned into all of this. Whole shit is messy as hell. We linked everything back to this one guy named Semla. They decided to make a 500, like half a mil CSGO tournament for women, right? For women
Just,
only.
just, just women.
Yeah, just women, right?
Uh,
And like at face value, you look at it, you be like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody give a fuck about that. You feel me? Nobody, yeah, that was cool, I guess. Feel me? No problem, right? So Semla, he saw this, right? He doesn't think this is right because basically, what happened was on the post, they said, oh, they're making a half a mil tournament for a female because men are toxic, right? Implying that because men are, or they want to make like a safe space for women, and the reason why they're making it is as a result of men being toxic or whatever, right? And Semla saw this and he was like, "That's just not fair, right? That doesn't sound like is making sense." So he said, right? He said, "Why does the messaging have to be men are toxic? Instead of we are starting a league to promote female players because we lose when we compete against the men." Right? Which is really the reason why they're starting the female league. The reason they're starting is because the females can't compete. That's just truth, right?
that's
That
actually facts.
that's just the facts
Statistically, that's actually facts.
of why they're making it, right? Because their goal is to make it so like the women compete and eventually good enough to compete against the men, which is never gonna fucking work. But we're gonna get to that in a second.
That route is not going to
Yeah.
make them
So
as good as the men at all.
so Semla's point is, he doesn't like the messaging. Number one, right? And number two, his point is the route you're going is two different things. If the goal is to get women, basically, I'm quoting what he said. He quoted someone else, and he said, if your goal is to have more women compete overall, then starting a league for women is the correct, like the right approach, right? Which makes sense. If you start a new league, more
Women will be
women will want to
more.
play. Makes
Yeah,
sense. Good. Nobody
yeah,
has a problem with
facts.
that. If you got a problem with that, you wear the shit, right? Everybody
Mm.
support that, right? Makes sense, right? He's also saying while you're making this league, because their reasoning for making the league is to make it so the women can compete against the men in T1. And he's basically trying to say that is not possible. If you know anything about esports, you would know that if T2 players, for example, right, are competing against each other, right, and T1 players are competing against each other, there is no way for the T2 players to
As
reach
good as the
T1
T1. Nah, it's
unless
not
they
possible
compete with the T1,
against the T1. Yeah.
right? The best T2, right? The best T2 in there, you're going to be the best, whatever. He has to advance. That's why there's always like an advancing system. He has to advance and compete against the T1 for him to be, or for like that team to be close to good enough to compete against the T1. So if they make a, if it feels like, I support it, right? I support it. But they should, but what Semler is trying to say is they're making it, or they're portraying the reasons as, like the reasons they're giving is the wrong reasons. You don't want to make one just for them to quote unquote compete against men, right? That's just not gonna work. If they're all females, if they're all ass in there, right, and they're all competing against ass, the men that are all cracked,
I'm not going to be as good as
they're just gonna keep
guys at all.
at all. They're just gonna keep getting better and better. The women, they're gonna get better, no doubt, but they're playing against ass players, so it's not gonna do shit, right? It's not gonna make them. You can't be ass competing against ass and become like no. It's just not gonna happen, right?
True.
Right. So the best way, which a lot of people, one thing I realize is in the comments, a lot of people are agreeing with him, but they don't realize they're agreeing with him, right? The best way to do it is after making the league, you also make you make like other competitions that are mixed, which is what they want to go for, which is what some people said they want to go for, which makes sense. We're all in agreement right here. We're all in agreement. So this point of people saying, oh, he's being like sexist, fucking misogynistic, yada yada yada.
To empower women or something like that. I think I read
Exactly.
that somewhere.
Like he's not trying to empower women, yada yada. That has nothing to do. He literally
Doesn't
just
have
told you
anything to do.
he
Supports
supports
this
he
stuff.
supports you
He
making
literally
another league.
supports this
Just
stuff.
don't make it for a different reason, for the wrong reason. He supports it. If more women, if you want to make it to encourage more women, I support it, bro. I'm right there with you. Everyone supports it. He supports it too. So where is the he's not empowering women coming from? Because he's just stating the truth of the matter.
We have like a, what do you call it? A neutral ground. It's not like sports, whereas men have better physique.
Yeah.
Men have the upper hand in better physique,
Yep.
so definitely they have
Same.
to separate the men and the women.
Yep.
Facts, right? But in gaming, we need our eyes, we need our brains, we
Yep.
need our hands. We all have that equally.
Yep.
No one has it different unless like you're blind or something or things like that. But we all have that equally, right? So we are able to compete against each other on a neutral ground. So even a woman
Mm-hmm.
can be the best in
Yes.
any game.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping her from being. There's literally no upper hand the men have over her in any way. Same thing goes for
Hold on.
women over men.
Hold on. I want to point something out because I saw this article and I don't know if it's
Yeah,
100% true because it's from the Daily UK.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
basically like saying, oh, men have like better, far better reaction time than women, like visual reaction time. So they like they see things, they spot movement like quicker, right? Which is good for like FPS games and shit. But I don't know
Yeah.
how true the article is. I could be wrong on that thing because I haven't seen the original like study. I just saw it in an article. I'm not 100% sure.
But and also like women can also be as good as the men. I understand that if you go for this esports competition, you mostly see men. You
Yeah.
hardly see women. Facts, because they're not as good as the people there.
Yep.
If you're as good as they are, you will be on that list. You will be on that roster to come and compete in the main event. Look at Fortnite World Cup.
Yep.
I don't think there were any women there, right?
Yeah.
No,
They didn't.
there weren't any women
Yeah.
right there.
Nobody
If
stopped them. No one was
nobody,
holding their
it's
hands.
not as if it's like all men. Like they said, the fact that all men have to come in now.
Nah.
If
It
you're as
was
good as
open.
the men,
You
if you're as
compete.
good as the best, let me not specify men. If you're good as the best, you will be part of the best.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
just that
how it is.
simple.
But the point, what their point usually is, oh, they get harassed. That's what like makes them not compete or whatever,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
Right.
I understand that fact.
Makes
I have
sense.
I have been in
Reasonable.
lobbies, in Call of Duty lobbies, whereas they are that insulting, harassing women that they
Yeah.
should get off the game they can't play. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
It is sad that that happens
But men also get
and
harassed too.
everything. But the spirit of
It's
fact is
just
that
the
I
truth.
have been verbally harassed
It's a
on every
bad
single
place.
game
Yep.
I've played
Even by other women too. By
by
women.
other women too,
It's the
by
truth.
other men too. We get
By other
verbal.
men too.
I'm not trying to condone their actions in any way.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
I'm just saying that everyone gets
Yep. You just have to
harassed in,
find.
in some form
Yeah.
of way.
I
Everyone gets harassed.
I want to point something out. I'm Nigerian, by the way, so you can imagine like how like my
Thank
my
you.
accent is
Thank
different,
you.
right?
You've
You
insulted
feel
me
me?
because where I came from, they always say
I'm
the fact, oh,
like,
I didn't even know you people even play
if
games.
I'm cracked,
I'm
I'm
like,
cracked. Like that's about
nah,
it. Fine, and you
that
can't tell me you can't find a
real
good
fuck,
friend
man.
group. That's cap. If you can't find a good friend group, then that's you. That ain't nobody else
Then
but
the
you.
problem is
The
from you,
problem
man,
is you.
because they are welcoming communities out
Mm-hmm.
there that are open to not
To
like to everyone.
Yeah, I get
That
what
they
they say by,
play.
oh, they get harassed. I understand, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you fail to accept the reality of what it is and you keep trying to say,
Oh,
oh, you gotta hold them accountable,
you will
it's
not
past
go
that time.
forward.
You're not gonna go forward. You
You
gotta
will not
accept
go
the
forward.
reality that there
You're just
are
putting shackles on
horrible people.
yourself right there,
Yes,
my guy.
there are horrible people. You gotta be ready for that, and you gotta know, yo, I ain't gonna deal with these
Perfect,
niggas.
perfect
Find good people
example.
and grind. That's about it.
Perfect
That's
example is
literally about it. Yeah.
there's this other girl, Lulu. Lulu plays Apex. I just started grinding Apex again. She plays Apex and she is good. There was a recent tournament that just happened. I think she got second or third place because she put in the work. She genuinely
100%.
put in the work. I understand the fact that majority are men because more men play games. Statistically showing,
Yeah, more men
more
tend
men
to
play
enjoy.
games, right?
Yep, yep.
but find that friend group
Yep. That's all
and
you gotta
play.
do.
I'm
Yep.
not the best gamer
We're not.
out there, but I have a friend group that we grind.
Yep.
We put in the work, we grind, we upload our content out there to get like I don't know how else to express it, but like
Yeah, we're not trying to
this
like victimize you. We're not trying to blame the
nah, nah,
victims. No,
nah, nah. We're not
we're
blaming
just
anyway,
accepting the reality that it is going to happen to you. You just gotta
regardless.
think of a way out of it, cause it has happened to me. It might not be the same exact thing as you,
It's a
right?
different
It
experience
might
for
be a
women in
different
general. Yeah.
experience, but from what I've heard you guys say, you say, "Oh, they harass you just by talking." If I talk and my accent is different, they're gonna harass me. They're gonna harass me
Regardless.
regardless, right?
I've
So
been called the N word so many times I can't even
multiple
count.
times, like
I
multiple
can't
times.
even count by
But the thing
young
is,
white kids.
yeah, the thing
Right?
is,
Like
you don't need those guys to be better. That's what
you
people
do
don't
not.
get. People
You
that look
genuinely
from the
do not.
outside, I feel like the only people that truly understand are the people that actually have gone into esports, because you actually don't need those guys to get better. You need to find a group of your own, a group of friends to get better with, and then you scrim. Take for example, when I played Splitgate, for example, right? Other people that were toxic to me, right? They had nothing to do with how well I did. Nothing, because if I found a friend group I was like good with, we practice together. We practice against those guys that were toxic. Regardless of if they're toxic or not, we're still gonna learn from them. If they were better than me, for example, we're gonna learn from them. Them saying all the shit they're saying has nothing to do with me becoming better as a player. That's just the truth. Unless like you're easily mentally put down by people's words, then I don't know if like it's the best space for you in that case. But if you have like a tough mental, it has nothing to do with how good you. If you go there to practice, you practice. You don't need them to say, "Oh, you're beautiful" before you practice against them. That's not how it works.
Um,
They don't gotta compliment you before you practice against them. That's just the truth.
and also
But we're
back
not
to like
victimizing.
Twitch, whereas like I understand the hustle's real, not getting me wrong, the hustle's real and everything. But like there's this there was this one time that I was watching Twitch, right? So I came across this channel. This girl's this
I think she was
woman's
playing
channel
Space
and everything.
Gates. She was
No,
playing.
no, no, no. It was no, no, my own was sports.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. She was playing Fortnite, and I came for Fortnite content. You understand? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really watch female streamers. You understand? So wherever I see that actually getting views, because I think she had like 1,000 views or so,
Mm-hmm.
and she was now doing solo queue. She was doing solo versus squads, and this was back in the day. It wasn't that easy, right? It
Oh,
was
okay.
back in the day. It wasn't that easy, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, let me go and watch her and see like what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
My guy, I was astonished. You don't understand. I hopped into this place. First thing I saw is that the Fortnite was smaller than herself. I don't understand. Like while playing Fortnite, you know how like the camera view is
Mm-hmm.
on one side and like the whole game is enlarged on the full screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the opposite. It was the other way around.
She was enlarged and the Fortnite was
She
small.
was enlarged on the full screen. Her Fortnite was like a stream your cam. Like what?
I need
And
to.
the only thing I saw was cleavage.
I need.
Like I understand the hustle is real to get views. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. People do things to get views and everything. But like, yo, what are you doing?
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, but anyways, thank you guys for pulling up to the vid. Shout out to the new subs. Shout out to the people that watched the last video. My hair is messed up. I can't even cap. Shout out to people that watched the last video. Yeah, man. We're gonna.
As usual, don't forget to subscribe,
Yep.
like, ring that bell, you understand? So you can be
Mm-hmm.
notified when next we post. We're going to start posting it to be more. Especially next year. I'm going to post a lot
A
more.
lot more. Yep.
We just had, you understand, New Year's coming in. It has to be with family. You understand? We can't be recording that during that time. But hopefully next year we'll start putting
So.
more content
Yep.
and everything. Then also, as usual, comment your opinion down in the comments. We want to see, like, this channel is not just about just two of us commenting or giving our opinions. We want to see everyone's
Everyone.
opinion
Yep.
about everything. Hopefully, when the channel grows, we'll have a lot more comments down so we can see
Mm-hmm.
everybody's point of view. And also, if you have any news you want us to give our opinion about, please put them down there. We will do our research and come back with our opinion.
100%. As you guys heard, Danbutch, thank you guys for supporting, and we'll see you guys in the next vid.
Thanks, man.